Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Hey guys,
Good morning.
morning. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good morning, Lucy.
Morning.
Morning. Okay. We should wait several minutes. Okay, I'll share the file with you. You can see the file in the chat, guys. You can open and keep up with me. So I think we're gonna start. There are 8 participants. So let's start with the master class and then we'll move on to profile review part. And today we're going to review at least 3 profiles. Let's see if we have more time, we can review some more profiles. Oh, I don't have the sharing. One second. Okay, guys, since you have the access to the file, you can just open it and just keep up with me, okay? While 1 minute, okay. Carlos is coming. All right. Okay, so I guess almost every one of you is watching the file, so let's get started. And when I have the opportunity to share, I'll share my screen. Okay, so last time we were talking about how to set clear expectations. And I said that this is a small topic of one larger topic, which is client satisfaction. So today I want to continue this topic and talk about how you can ensure that client satisfaction is 100% all the time, and you keep your job success 100% all the time. If you're having questions, if this is real, if you can really keep it consistent, yes, it's real. It was real in my own case, so it was straight 100% all the time, and it was never like clients asking more things and I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever you ask me to do. No, but it was really smooth all the time. And I'm gonna share some tips that work for not only for my profile, but several profiles I managed. And I also advise these tips to my clients during Upwork consultation calls. So some of you can bring some examples and can relate to this. So let's get started. So these tips basically you can apply on your process to make it smooth and enjoyable for both sides. And only this way you can ensure that you're going to receive a great feedback. So you don't have to like overthink every time, should I ask for a feedback or not? So if you really apply these tips in your processes, you're going to be like, sure, this client is going to give me a great feedback, public and private. So let's start. It starts with communication, as always. So be honest and clear in communication. Clarify timelines, scope, and deliverables inside the Upwork messages so there is a written record. And
Hey,
also,
sorry, Lucine. I don't think you're sharing.
yes,
Go.
you enabled me? Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's go. Let's continue. Hi, Carlos, by the way. Hi, guys.
Let's go. Let's go. Happy to see everyone.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So be honest and clear in communication. Like a lot of freelancers, they see clients above from them. So like, I am the servant, I'm doing the work, I'm doing the task, so the client is above me. So no, there are people, all of us are people, and we're equal. And if we are clear and honest in our communication, you definitely lose some risks of misunderstandings, some scope creep, everything. So really communication is key on any freelance platforms. And there is, I cannot say like more important factor than communication, because when I was checking some disputes, some cases where we had bad feedbacks in the profiles I was managing, the problem was not the quality of the work that was delivered. The problem was always in the communication. So there was always a communication gap during that may be during the sales or after the sales when the contract was started. So make sure there is no gap in the communication. And if you are an expert in what you're doing, you will have no problem. You will have no doubt that the contract is going to result in a great feedback. So the second thing is asking questions. You don't have to rely on assumptions. And I guess all the freelance platforms are designed for a great questions and answers. Questions and answers. Always clarify the scope with questions, even if you are sure that you already sent every detail in the proposal, or sometimes the client is sure that they put all the details in the job post. And then you do not ask each other questions, you do not get answers, and then another gap in the communication. So also turn a back client request into clear actions. For example, I would like to ask Jaime to bring his example when he delivered like 23 times more scope. And both of them, the client and him, assuming that it was everything was clear. Please, Jaime.
Yeah. So that is actually something that I am dealing with right now. So yeah, the client basically needed a simple architecture, and what he is trying to do is to connect two systems. One is for the Amazon Seller APIs, and the other is to Bowl.io, which is a no or low-code platform. So yeah, at some point the client asked me about something, and I gave a generic answer, but then he assumed that that was within the scope of the contract. Uh, and yeah, basically what this, well, the result so far has been an 18-day contract being dragged for, right now they are 23. We are wrapping up right now, but as we are about to do so, we are finding that he might need a different architecture from what we agreed upon. But yeah, it's been complicated. Also, another challenge is that since at this point I just have 2 reviews, one bad review can be a problem for me. So what I am doing is to do the bare minimum to keep him happy and to deliver something useful. And at the same time, I am looking for other contracts um, to get that power away from his review. um, and yeah, I don't know if that is what you wanted me to share. Also, I have another story that
Yeah.
actually is going on right now, and it is quite relevant.
Yes, you can
but
continue. Yeah, tell us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is another client. So this client hired me initially to do some setup in his AWS infrastructure. And that contract was completed in time. It was paying like $200. And since I was quite effective with that work, I earned about $50 per hour for that contract. But then the second one required me to install something that I was not familiar with, and I kind of completed it successfully, but there is a misconfiguration, sorry, a configuration that I missed. So they do not have a domain, and they needed to expose the IP, and that is a problem because they are supposed to operate within a highly regulated industry, but they want to get things done fast. So at this point, it took me, instead of 2 days, 6 days. The client seems happy so far, but they are asking me for more work, and they have not even completed that second contract. So yeah, it is a complex situation. And at the same time, on the bright side, I just landed a new contract that is paying me hourly, and it pays 40% more of what I am earning in my job. So yeah, it is important to ask questions and set the boundary of the definition of done. Also clarify what is within scope and what is not. Um, so yeah, in conclusion, I have learned from the mistakes. I have um, improved upon with the next client, but again, I need to have some closure for these previous clients before I can continue with the well, while I continue with the new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Actually,
Yep.
very relatable stories for many freelancers. So we also had such stories with the profiles I was managing. And the point is that you need to ask questions, not just to know the scope, not just to know the expectation for this specific contract, but also you need to understand what is valuable for your client. Maybe they posted a job and you are delivering whatever you promised, whatever the project was describing there in the job post. But maybe there is something valuable. There is still a painful problem for them that is not solved. So as you asking questions, you know more details about your client's needs and your client's goals, and you position yourself as a partner and not just a task doer, not just someone who is just taking the task and doing. So to position yourself as a friend, as a business partner for them in reaching their business goals. So they are running businesses. All of the clients on Upwork, they usually run businesses. These are like tasks related to businesses. So just become their partner, not just someone who they hire, they paid the money, he did the task, and okay, bye-bye. So if you position yourself as their partner, you still have more opportunity to upsell your services and to continue working with them. That is also one important thing, to ask questions and know more about your clients' goals, needs, and pain points. Okay, let's move on to the updates. This is one of my favorite parts. And the system also itself encourages you to send updates to clients so they know what you're working on, even if you cannot deliver something for a very long time. Sometimes there are projects that they may take, let's say, 1 month, so you have something to deliver. Still, you need to tell the client about the progress. So I recommend doing it at least once a week, no matter what you're working on, even small updates. You may send screenshots, test links, Loom style videos, and preferably upload it in Upwork messages. So you also have their evidence of what you're doing in case there is a misunderstanding or dispute and anything bad occurs. But even if you are talking to the client in other channels, it's still okay to update them. Just make sure you tell them what you're working on, because there are clients that they can hire you and you will not hear from them for a month. Sometimes they hire you and they never get back to you. Just you submit the work and you're getting paid automatically. But there are people that they get, they have these fears. Are you really working on their project? Are you going to meet the deadlines and everything? So if your client is the one who initiates asking about the update, you risk to leave them dissatisfied. Even if you deliver the work in a great quality you promised, you deliver everything, but you're risking to make them dissatisfied if they initiate asking you about the updates. So always ensure to make updates to your client. And I put there some update template example that you can refine according to your process. If there are clear tasks or if there is a clear process, that is much better. If you have like a clear process, including the tasks for every service you provide. And here is the template. So completed since the last update, the task, currently in progress, saying what task is in progress, the status of any task, expected completion date, and next steps, the task that you're planning for doing and a particular date, if you can say that. So and you also better inform the client that if you are on track or you are slightly ahead, or you need to make some adjustments in the timeline. So if there are some for example, you are expecting something from the client, you are expecting their feedback, their input, and the client is late. So the timeline is late because the client is late to bring their input. Just make sure to tell them that the process required that you have this, for example, feedback or any other input in 2 days. And because you had the feedback in 5 days, the overall timeline is going to suffer from this. So the project is going to be 3 days late. Sometimes, many freelancers assume that, okay, the client understands that it was him who was late to bring the necessary input. But still, your job is to make sure you are absolute in communication. If the project is going to be late, no matter what fault it is, tell the client the project is going to be late for several days. Still not showing some, negative emotions. Never show negative emotions. Just you are telling them professionally, because your job is also managing your project. Whatever project you're doing, you are the project manager. You are not just the task doer. This is the mindset that positions you as a partner, as a project manager in your client's mind. And you need to make sure you are responsible for the project outcome. Of course, there are some things that are dependent on the client and their input. But you, as a project manager, take the responsibility of taking the project from A to Z. So you are ensuring all the parties have the necessary information, are updated about everything regarding the project. Okay, so updates, timeline checks are very important. So a very simple thing, always keeping your commitments. And speaking about commitments, for example, you are promising fast delivery or fast turnaround. Some people think about this like, okay, I submitted the first work very fast and I'm on time. And so, at some point, the client asks about revisions, for example. So they're asking about small changes maybe. And the freelancers are not very quick to iterate and to do the changes according to the feedback. So whatever commitment you make, you need to make sure that you are consistent in your commitments. So if you're in your promises, in your unique selling proposition, in your positioning, you are saying that you are fast, then you need to be fast in everything. You need to respond fast. You need to iterate fast. You need to submit the work fast. And that is why I always say that you need to be very careful with the promises you make. Never promise something just to win the job unless you are sure that you are, for example, a person that can easily adapt or learn something new very quickly and still deliver the work. So do not ever overpromise. Over-deliver, but do not overpromise. That is my advice to you. And we have such cases in the company. We were having this salespeople closing the contract, right? Doing the sales. They're just doing the sales, nothing else. When they start the contract, they transfer the ownership to account managers. So they're just salespeople, okay? And they were trying to do their best just to close a contract, just to take a client. And we were having so many problems with this because they started over promising, they were quick, they were not asking questions, they didn't put time and effort to understand what is important for the client. So like kind of we are happy, we're having 10 contracts per profile. And then one client, two clients, three clients started canceling actually the projects. You know what I mean? So we started working on the projects. We're like in the middle of the project. We put some time and effort, and then the clients cancel. So there was some conversation between like different departments like salespeople, account managers, service people to understand who was guilty for these cancellations, because we're actually losing money with these cancellations. And I started to dig deeper in the communication, in the messages, starting from the job post. So I've seen that, yeah, the salespeople were doing their best, promising like everything just to bring the client. So the cancellation is much more painful than not getting the client. Okay, so just keep in mind, this is not the platform that you need to do everything to get this client. You need the contract, you need the job, you need the money. Yes, all of us need the money, but a cancellation, a bad review, one bad review can hold your profile back 2 or 3 months. We really experienced this. I don't want to frighten you, but we really experienced this with the top rated profile that already earned like 100K plus. So when your client is dissatisfied, no matter what you do with profile optimization, no matter how many portfolio items you have, no matter how many testimonials you have, if your client is not satisfied, the system pushes you back and gives the opportunity to people who are consistently getting these 5-star reviews or 10 out of 10 private feedback. So make sure you do not overpromise, and whatever you promise, just stick to your commitments and be consistent in every touch point with your client. Another important thing that many freelancers underestimate and do not follow is keeping your client engaged. So sometimes people think that, okay, these people hired me, so they do not care about this task anymore. So I'm going to do this task in a very silent way. I'm doing my job, and maybe I'm like bringing some updates there, okay, but I'm doing my job. I'm trying not to disturb them. So actually, the engaged client is more likely to leave satisfied than someone who is just sitting there and waiting for you to deliver the work. So you need to invite feedback throughout the whole project, not when you deliver the work, not when you submit the work. So of course, doing this in a very meaningful way. Just whenever you can invite them for feedback. This can be like short questions, some small things that can feel like they are in the process and they are engaged through file sharing, sending some drafts, prototypes, data sets, etc. Whatever you're doing. Just get some small approvals, ask them questions, and try your best to keep them engaged. Of course, understanding like every client, because still there are people who do not want to be engaged, right? Every person is different, and many Upwork clients are so different in the way they participate in the project. So just try your best to understand the personality of your client. If they like to be engaged, do more of things that will keep them engaged. If they do not like it, do the minimum necessary things to keep them engaged. And one more thing to keep in mind, the engaged client is more likely to leave you a review, because the many Upwork clients have this habit, they pay you and they disappear. And you are sending messages, you're following up, and they're not coming back. Maybe they're just leaving the platform. They never open again their Upwork client account. So if you make sure you keep them engaged throughout the whole project, you will have more chances of getting a review. Because many satisfied clients even leave the platform. They do not open messages anymore, and you stay without a review. So yeah, again, engaged client is more likely to leave satisfied and more likely to leave the review. And I'm not speaking about the opportunity to upsell your services. Guys, do you have any questions so far or experiences to share? You can put there plus if everything's clear. And Jaime, you want to share something?
Yes, actually, one recommendation also. So I had this project with 2 milestones, and the client funded and released the payment for the first milestone, but then he disappeared for a week. And what I did on my part is to do all of the work that I could without his input, and then submitted just the scripts that I was supposed to run on his server, just in case he disappeared, because after 14 days, Upwork releases the payment. So then he came back, and I ended up doing what I agreed to. But yeah, just as a defensive measure, or in case he disappears. And yeah, so far his system is working great. But yeah, that is the experience that I wanted to share.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for sharing. I just remembered one important tip when the client becomes unresponsive. So whenever like you're sending messages and it feels like client is not coming back to you, you can reach out to Upwork support so that they send an email on your behalf asking clients to get back to you and continue collaborating with you. And in Jaime's case, when you submit the work and you get paid in 14 days automatically by the system, you can still ensure with your communication, with your messages that, okay, I was paid, but I am here. I'm not leaving you as long as you are not satisfied, okay? So always make sure to bring this human touch to the conversation, because when they feel heard, when they feel understood, it really benefits you. So treat them as humans and treat people the way you want to be treated. Right? This is the commandment from Bible that works with clients just perfectly.
Yeah, friends, you'd be surprised how many clients are actually so nice, like actually real humans, and they look forward to be able to connect with you because they also have fears and hopes and dreams, and sometimes they fight with their daughter, the wife, spouse, husband, whatever, and they look forward to connect. As we always say here, people by people, and having the ability to just connect and just be normal and nice instead of super extra professional, or like Lucine said, many freelancers when they start out, they feel like they have to isolate themselves and then disappear for 3 days, come back with the perfect deliverable. And actually, most clients, they want to feel like they're part of the process. You can have a live document, or if you have work in progress, you can just share, hey, look, if you have any ideas, or consider this as work in progress, but whatever you, if you have perspective or comments, just wanted to make you feel like a part of this building process. So we all humans, friends, and just because they are clients, it doesn't mean they don't want to connect. So try and connect.
Yes, thank you, Carlos. Okay, this is also one of my favorite parts, educating the client around the process or project details. And because, guys, you're tech professionals, sometimes, many times, your clients will need more information. They will ask more questions. And of course, I'm talking about the clients who feel like they want to be more engaged, who want to understand the process or know more thing about the project. So most of the time, many times, they're not technical people, and it is hard for them to understand what you're working on, what you will start with, how it's going to be the process, etc. So if you are the one who is ready to educate them around the process or project details, you will be much, much appreciated all the time. And like speaking about this in your proposal, in your messages is very important, because people come on Upwork, they come to find a professional that can answer their question. They need to find something credible, reliable, and also someone who can answer their questions. Because they could go, just Google some agencies, find people there, but they are coming on Upwork, they are looking for individuals who can help them. And this help usually includes also educating them around the process or some more project details. So they are having these questions, why? Sometimes freelancers feel like this client is trying to micromanage, and they have this negative feelings about the client. But no, these are people who want to know more about the project. They want to understand it, or they want to understand if they hired a great professional, a relevant person who can work with this job. So if you are willing to educate them, you already position yourself first as an expert, as a consultant, and as their partner. Again, not just a task doer. And you are able to increase your rates to do the same job for a much higher price when you have this shift in your mindset. So if you are caring in a genuine way of your client's project, of your client's need, you really need to be open for this kind of questions or this kind of things. So this is my recommendation. Be open, position yourself as a consultant, as an expert in your field that can educate your client around the process. And sorry, this is not the last, but very important. So ask open-ended questions instead of just saying, let me know if you have questions. So this part sounds really professional and it sounds like not pushy, just saying, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. But when you ask open-ended questions, you uncover your client's expectations, you uncover your client's needs, your client's goals. And with this information, with this strategic information, your client is already in your hands. So instead of saying, let me know if you have questions, you can bring some ideas and say, what do you think about this? What input you can make at this point? I really want to know your opinion about this specific things. So open-ended questions, because many people, when seeing like, let me know if you have any questions, many of them are not going to say anything. But when you are asking open-ended questions, because many of them are so professional and so nice, they're not going to leave your question unanswered. Okay, so make sure to ask questions. And last but not least, yeah, this is the last one this time. Always request a review and follow up. And I call this a review management. So more than important, not just to deliver the work, but to get the review. Because if you look at the job success description, only the jobs with review have impact on your job success score. So put yourself in your process. This is also one part of your job, okay? Asking for a review and following up for this. You can send like 10 messages, 10 follow-ups for your sales messages when just the client is giving you a reply for your proposal, but you can leave the review management and the following up for the review part. This is very common, guys. I saw this many times. So just remember, reviews strengthen your Upwork profile and keep your job success score high. And also following up shows your professionalism and opens doors for repeat work.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, friends. Good to see everyone. Cameras on. Happy faces from Mexico, Chile, Costa Rica. Hey, this is the Latin American force of technology. Edgar, it's good to see you, friend. I just want to make sure that everyone is clear. Everything makes sense. Eduardo Herrera, good to see you. Richard Garcia, one of the OGs. Giovanni, the surfer. Carlos Bonilla, killing it. Brian is here. Eduardo, John, Jaime, obviously, in every call. Charlie and Daniel. I really wanna invite Eduardo Herrera. Friends, give me your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. Is this making sense? All clear? And the spotlight.
It does. It does to me. Sometimes, even for the job, on a regular job, you want to have feedback from the manager you're working with, right? Or the people you're working with. But sometimes it's hard to get that feedback on the nice way. What I'm seeing is that you don't like to request. Sometimes when you are kind of on the edge, you don't like to go ahead and request feedback because you know you're gonna get negative feedback. So I don't know how can you handle those situations. Not specifically in Upwork, but it can happen on the same thing on Upwork. Maybe like the example that had me brought up earlier, that we're trying to keep a customer happy, right? So you don't know. So how do we go? Do we go actually to that customer and request a feedback, knowing that maybe he put a bad review on it? If that is the case, how do we?
Yeah. I'll give my grain of salt, and then Lucine takes the wheel. This is why I always tell everybody, people by people. When I was younger, 11 years ago, and I started doing all this freelance stuff, I wasn't really the smartest guy, my friends. I really wasn't. And if I were to compare myself in project management skills versus a more competent individual, I was really kind of dumb. But, a huge but, um, communication, bro. Communication. I was really trying to make sure that everything was okay, to the point in which it was annoying for them. It was annoying for them to get a message almost on a daily basis. Hey, Carlos here. Everything good? This is what I did in the last 24 hours. This is what, here's my blocker. This is what I'm doing. I'm mitigating this potential risk this way. Yada, yada, yada. So like over communication to the point of annoyance. I'm not telling you to do the same. But the thing is, for some reason, we are predisposed to not communicate, so that there is no way of confusion. You know, the thing is, like I said earlier, and Lucine said it too, for some reason, we feel like we have to not annoy the client, and then we go and do the work all isolated, and then we present the milestone, and then everything that could have said has to be said on that in that point. So over communication to the point of annoyance, people call it what? Over communicating? Yeah, over communication. So that's my thing. And really, honestly, bros, for everyone on call and ladies, it's important to remember that we wanna have fun with what we're doing. Jaime's been having issues with challenging clients, and we still find ways to make them feel good. We still find ways to understand that they're human. We still find ways to give them the chance of like, hey, maybe they have not bad intentions. Maybe they're not looking forward to find where you're scamming them, or maybe they're not looking forward to find your mistakes. Maybe they're trying their best. So if you are proactive and you look for them, and if you reach out, for me, that's the best way. Lucy?
Yeah, a great question actually to discuss. So if you have the feeling that maybe the feedback is not going to be great, you need to make sure to receive this bad feedback before you submit the work. So it again comes to, like Carlos said, communication. Okay, that's why we're saying you need to have their feedback throughout the project, not just at the end when you already submitted the work and they are like more anxious. Okay, the freelancer already submitted the work. I need to do something. Should I ask for a revision or something? So if especially if you are feeling the feedback is bad, you need to make sure you have this bad feedback before you submit the work. Because when you haven't submitted yet, you still have time to correct. And when you have time to correct, again, it comes to communication. Okay, I see what you're saying. I hear you. I understand your frustration, even if you are sure that you did everything in the right way. Even if you have the feeling that the client is kind of inadequate, and we had such cases actually, you still need to stay the project manager of the project you are doing with the client. Okay, so make sure to receive the feedback on time, so you still have time to correct the things and show the client that you are open to any changes, you are open to revisions. And this is not about doing extra work. This is about keeping your client satisfied, not letting them go before they are satisfied. If you have this approach all the time, your clients will feel safe with you, right? So they will not feel like, okay, this guy is going to submit the work. And sometimes there are so decent people, they can stay silent throughout the project, and you deliver the work and you get approved, but you receive a private feedback. So these are usually, nice people. They even leave you 5-star feedback, but when they are like in private, they're honest. They're not giving you like 10 out of 10 private feedback. So I think it comes to communication, especially when you feel like there is going to be a bad review. But if you already submitted the work and there is nothing more you can do, of course, do not ask for their review if you feel like this is not going to be a 5-star feedback. For me, anything less than 5 stars is already a bad feedback. but this is the worst thing. This is the last part. Okay, so you need to make sure not to come to the last part. Just you have the whole project, you have the whole time for your project, receive the feedback and correct the things along the way.
That's right. That's right. Edgar, does that make sense? Comments, thoughts. I'm gonna put you on a spotlight. I'm not here, people. I don't want to hear people all quiet. Yes, yes, yes. Just like, come on.
Well, this really makes sense to me, and my experience. Well, I before starting programming, I'm a psychologist, so I have a really insight about peer-to-peer, about the insight, the communication, about everything in connect with the client. So this really may click to me.
Amazing, bros. Brian Sanchez, thoughts? Spotlight.
Yeah, hello everybody. Looks good. I appreciate all this information. I'm actually working with a customer that also I mean, we reached up like the end of what we decided that I'm gonna be working on, but he's been nice, and as you guys are saying, he's been a person. So I mean, we discussed things, and for now, I'll keep doing it. Probably I'll look for a way to say like I'm overworked or something like that, just to stop working on that project. But I think um so far so good, and yeah, I appreciate all of the tips.
Nice, bro. Okay, yeah. So something that we really don't hear a lot for some reason is the definition of client satisfaction, bros. Client satisfaction. Client satisfaction. The fuck is that? It's a fair question to ask. Client satisfaction, if you pay attention for Lucine, it's almost self-evident. She said you're gonna make them feel safe. So apparently client satisfaction has to also consider the way you make them feel, not that the project compiles. Just as much when you go and you sit at a restaurant, your client satisfaction, it's when you step in that door, how many servants are saying good morning, hey sir, hey Don Ricardo, welcome. You got water, you didn't get water, you got a little bit of bread and oil. And then you order your food and then it's delicious. Maybe there's a little bit of music in the background. That is client satisfaction, not just the completion of what was promised, but also the process to get there. So make them feel safe, make them feel like you care. Talk to them. Very few things are more annoying, my homies, everybody on call. Very few things as a client, because I've hired so many freelancers, very few things are less annoying than a freelancer that goes away and doesn't tell me anything really, and then I'm like, hey man, any updates? And then I have to ask, and then he has to tell me something like, hey, I was work in progress, I'll deliver the thing in 2 days, and then he delivers things in 2 days, and then I have to give feedback, and I had to wait, when I know that if he were to just tell me what was going on in that moment, I could have given the feedback. And then we don't have to wait 2 days or a week for this. So communicate, bros, communicate. And make evident to the client that this is an engineering type of thing. This is not just like, hey, let me make this self-made soup, put it in a microwave, or let me make this popcorn. No, this you guys are smart. You're doing engineering problems. Engineering problems, it requires that you are enjoying it. You're creating. So make them feel like they're part of it, and make them feel like they're learning. Make them feel like next time they hire somebody else, they're gonna be better managers, better leaders. Client satisfaction goes far beyond just delivering a bullet list of things that you promised. How you make them feel, bros. That's it for me.
Totally agree. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. I think the feeling is more than what was delivered. So I kind of say to ensure 100% client satisfaction, you need to be great at communication, and you need to have a smooth and enjoyable process. And what people do not do is they do not work on their process. They work whatever project they take, but they do not work on their process. Yeah, so you better work on your process before you even engage in the project. And I know, guys, many of you still don't have the Upwork profile, but as you are part of this topic, already start thinking about, for example, having some project templates, a project plan that you can have at your hand even before you get contacted by your first client. So think of things that can make your process smooth and enjoyable for the client, because I believe that satisfaction depends on how enjoyable how smooth the process was during the project, not the deliverables. Of course, quality matters, but quality of work doesn't ensure always 100% satisfaction. That is my advice to you guys as a profile manager of 5 Upwork profiles and 4 Fiverr profiles, and several of them are already 6-figure profiles. So trust me, we really had problems. That was not the quality of the work. So guys, let's jump to profile review section. And I guess from people who posted their profiles, it's only Carlos Bonilla here, I guess.
Eduardo, Charlie, Eduardo, Giovanni.
Okay, let me go check the post again.
Just for everyone else over there, guys, while she looks for their profiles, that's not this program. Pretty much is. I'm gonna make publicity to Carlos and the program, but this is pretty much is changing your mindset, right? So people over there just listen to this and not participating. It's not a good thing, right? It's like Carlos says, we don't want people just saying nodding your heads and saying yes. And I was saying we like I feel part of the program or something, but it's basically you guys. You are hurting yourself with this, because if you're in this meeting with a bunch of people that colleagues and peers, Latin American peers, and you just came up with 2 words out of your mouth, you're in danger, right? This is something for you to talk on, to show up, and I'm saying from my experience. I'm not judging anyone over here, because ask Carlos. He had to drag me sometimes. I'm too type busy over here, but I know my responsibilities over here is every time I got them into this one of these meetings, I like to talk, like to participate and ask a bunch of questions. Sometimes I apologize to Carlos in the back end just for taking too much of everyone else's time. But this is, I think, the way that everyone has to drive in these meetings. And anyone, if you cannot make the whole 5 meetings a week, the ones you get in, take the chance, ask questions, do whatever you do, right? Not only use a school pass for those, but be present on this. Get your voice out and talk, right? Because if you can talk over here, this is one way you can see this is practice, right? If you can talk fluently to a customer or to guys over here, talking to a customer won't be so intimidating, because that's something's what I felt when you're on an interview with somebody, you feel intimidated what's going to be request, and we don't forget that if we might have a knowledge on this, right? We might be the technical guy, the expert on the room. We need to become experts on communication, the topic of today.
Amen to that, friend. Amen to that. Honestly, the algorithm, friends, for you to get results in this program is very simple. Do the action steps in the Upwork Unlock. Make a post right after every action step. Don't go out there alone in the forest of your computer telling me on messages, oh yeah, Charlie, I don't post, but I'm doing the steps. I don't see any steps. And then you come here and then you don't speak. And then I have to be chasing everyone, or Saul has to. So it's very simple. Go do the action steps in the Upwork Unlocked, post everything, just like Jaime did it, just like Mariano in the past did it, post everything, come to these calls with at least 2 questions. Send the proposals, at least 3 to 7 a day, and you'll be getting results. It's so simple. Lucy?
Yes. Okay, so we'll start with Eduardo's profile. I guess he already implemented some suggestions. Right, Eduardo? So,
That's right.
yes, okay, I see the changes
I
clearly.
still see room you can, I don't know, any improvements are being taken seriously. Anything you can come up and look.
Mhm. Sure.
Like if
Yeah.
like this one, for example, I'm putting like a solution, right? I'm not just saying I'm good making pipelines. So I'm bringing up like a problem solver over here, right? So you hate to be dealing with the stuff up to 2 a.m. long stuff running over there. I can help it with.
Yeah, so yeah, a great hook to start with. So guys, for you to know, we call it the first sentence that grabs the attention. I'm sure you've heard about this, a hook. So Eduardo's hook is pretty good because I'm sure it touches some pain points of his potential clients. So starting with this hook is great. And he continues with the sentence that says who he helps with his services. So he says he helps fast-moving teams and startups, okay, with his services. So this sounds to me pretty clear. And when I'm thinking about startups, I think about some fast-paced environment. So fast-moving teams along with startups, they speak pretty well to me. What you can also do, Eduardo, is having your target audience in your title. Of course, you use the whole space in your title, and all of them are great keywords. But when you open the specialized profiles, I recommend you add the word startup in the specialized profile, not just because of the clarity in giving the information, so that when startups see your profile, they say, okay, this guy is doing exactly what we're looking for, but also helping the system to bring your profile and to match your profile or your proposal with your potential client search or job post. So another great thing to add in the title is your target audience, is the specific niche that you want to serve. Other than this, I'm checking the information. What I do best part, pretty good. Cloud infrastructure, consulting and support. Everything sounds good to me, except for at the end, you need to have a clear call to action. What is the next step your potential client needs to take to initiate a contact with you, for example? Maybe you want them to send you a message to book a call for discussing the project in more detail. Whatever you prefer. I myself ask for messaging me. Some people ask for booking a call directly. So make sure to have a clear call to action. What's the next step they need to take to initiate a contract with you or start working with you?
Would it
Okay.
worth like putting something like Calendly, those links that where you can just book time with me on my agenda, so they can just anyone over there, not even the clients, go ahead and book a time with me for that doing? Would that work? Something like that?
The Calendly link itself, you cannot put in the profile description because it's kind of an external link and it will be a violation of Upwork's TOS. So
Okay.
what you can do is just to ask them to send a message to book a call with you. To what? For example, to discuss your project in more detail or to discuss your goals in more detail. Okay? Clear next steps to take with you. Okay? This is very important. Call to action is always important and it's not negotiable. Okay. So the skills part, I see that you have verified skills here, which is super. This is great. I guess they are verified by, yeah, Credly. Awesome. This is great. Just make sure you put all of the 15 skill tags there possible. So guys, you have the limitation of 15 skills on the all work profile. And these are the most important skills you are going to get the discoverability, the visibility of your profile. So make sure to have 15 skill tags there. If you are not sure, for example, you don't know, okay, you have this, let's say, 7 in your mind. Go do the keyword research, go do the advanced job search, and you will definitely have all the 15 relevant, most demanded keywords that can bring visibility to your profile. Does this make sense, Eduardo?
Right? Yes, completely. I made notes over here so I can edit those.
Sure. Okay, the testimonials part is just great, certifications, and the employment history. Yeah. Other than this, everything's great. Just complete the skill tags part and add a clear call to action. That's
Right.
it for now. Yeah, you can let me know when you update the profile so I can have another look.
I'll create a post for it.
All right.
Edu, check
Yes.
the Zoom chat. Just copy paste it. I did it for you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, then we'll move to Carlos's profile. All right. Yeah. So I guess Carlos also did his homework, right, Carlos?
Yeah, I already shared some posts in the community and I already received feedback from you. So I've been trying to improve my profile with your suggestions. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I clearly see the changes. So it looks much better now. All of this, the skills you're having in your title, all of them are very relevant, demanded, and I see that you have healthcare systems also as your niche, which is pretty good. I guess what I would recommend is removing the word system and adding the word developer, full stack developer, because it's like in 99% of the cases, full stack comes with developer. So you need to have this exact phrases that they're having in the job titles. And because I've checked like many jobs in development, I know for sure that the keyword is full stack development. So you utilize the possible visibility that is coming from this keyword. Okay, so make sure you have the full keyword, even if you need to remove the word senior as well, because we have the limitation of 70 characters. Okay. All right, pretty clear to me what you are doing, what services you provide. Maybe you could have some more scroll stopping, eye-catchy hook that is about some pain point of your client that hits to the pain point. That would be better. So as a first line, I recommend you to add a hook. Yeah, I checked your profile previously. Yeah, other than this, perfect. I checked the keyword optimization, everything's on place. So guys, let me quickly show how I do this. Here we go. So for example, I'm checking if your profile is optimized for the word healthcare. What's wrong? Okay, guys, I'm just doing finding the word and seeing where and how many times you mentioned this word. And Carlos has the word healthcare several times mentioned in the description as well. And he also has this keyword in his portfolio. So we are sure now that his profile is already optimized for the keyword healthcare. So great job, Carlos, on this. So guys, this is a actually great example. So this is his main niche focus. So he has the niche word in his title several times in the description and also in portfolio title. So I'll also open the one of the portfolio items because I had something to say about the role part. So you are putting here tech lead. So do not just put their tech lead. Okay, I understand you're the lead of this project, which is pretty great, but you need to make sure you have the keywords in the role description as well. So if you are positioning yourself as a senior full stack developer, put there senior full stack developer. So make sure you add the role that contains the keywords in your title and the description, the main keywords, because the portfolio role part is also, it is also a metadata. So it also applies the optimization principles. And then the description is good, and also make sure to put 5 skill tags there on the every portfolio description. So for example, in your case, you're putting here leadership development, which is quite not aligned with the services you want to sell, with your title, with your profile description. So make sure all of your portfolio items are super aligned to what you are trying to sell on Upwork.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I would add. Can you click back, Lucine, please,
Sure,
if you can be so
sure.
kind, my dear friend from Europe. Yeah, so results, always data driven, friends, always data driven. So I would like for you to take a little some time, Charlie, and consider what numbers we could add, because it says saving thousands of potential loss. It would be appropriate to see at least like a range or some numbers,
Okay.
because that would supercharge the perceived value, my friend. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Just a quick question. I already request some testimonials from, for example, the VP of the client for our work right now, and two managers here in the company. How many time does workup takes to publish that testimonials? Because I requested like 2 days ago, and it's still saying like pending.
I can answer that one.
Okay.
It will take several weeks, like 2-3 weeks, sometimes a 4 week. Right. Mine took the least one, the faster one was like 2 weeks, and there was another one. It took literally 4 weeks to get. And I confirmed with the guys that you did the the testimonial, and they said, yeah, I just did. Yes, I did it a week ago or something. At the beginning, I thought it was like they were lying to me, but no, they did it. Just it takes like that much time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Upwork built
Perfect.
like a year ago something. Upwork built a whole department of security and compliance and a bunch of stuff. Back in the day, it was automatic. It was like a 24-hour type of thing. Now they review a bunch of stuff, so we have to wait.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, in this case, actually, I guess my experience was like several days, as I remember, but you can also reach out to support and say that the people already gave me testimonials, but they're not approved, and they do this manual check and they make it more quicker to be posted on your profile. So use the support part as well here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and let's quickly jump on Giovanni. Please correct me if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly.
No, you are. This is our first approach, I think. I literally created this Upwork profile yesterday. Before that, I actually created a post on the school asking for feedback for my CV. So any feedback from it will be great.
Of course. All right. So you're also a full stack developer. Mm-hmm.
Maybe one question first here is gonna be the rate salary kind of, right? I read some blog posts and I think we have discussed this in the past. Like, even though we are seniors in our field, but we are new or newers to this platform, I think we agreed on $30 per bug will be per hour. I mean, could be a great start, but I just saw the previous one, just asking general feedback on this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the answer to this question is not like there is no one answer, but I can give you some formulas to work on and to know your specific rate, okay? So as a full stack developer, yes, I could say $30 is okay when you are starting. But you have here some interesting things which I see, which are Web3 and DeFi. And these are very demanded, like super, super demanded and kind of new skills to offer on the platform. So there's lots of like curiosity around this Web3 and token and everything. So if you can position yourself as this specialist, as the expert in this kind of things, you can sell for much more, even if you are just starting on Upwork. So if I read the description right now, it is not properly put together. So you already seen other profiles, how they were structured. So you can take all the recommendations I gave to like Carlos or Eduardo, or you can take some example of profiles, and I will share some more in the session summary. So you can take some examples and put together your profile description, but you need to start with your job search and your keyword research. If you are really an expert in these things that I mentioned, just do the job search, understand the demand, understand the budget of clients. If you have Freelancer Plus subscription, also check the range of the offered rates of your competitors. And do not go like above the average, but stay around the average, but not the client budget average, but competitor beat average, okay? You need to have again, reminding you, Freelancer Plus subscription is necessary for this. And when you are starting, I really advise you take that to see your competitors beat for any project. So do the job search, do the keyword research, find out what is this client looking for, how much budget they can allocate, and how much your competitors are already bidding for this type of job. And what you need to do is to position yourself as a specific expert. If your profile is general, then you will not go ever from the average. You will not go up from the average. If your positioning is very specific and clear, and you have this unique selling proposition, which you can easily build around Web3, for example, you can charge even more the average, even when you are just starting. But
Okay.
for now, yes, I can say like, okay, $30 is okay for now. But you will have the real insights when you do your specific job search, right?
Okay.
For example, you cannot take the data from other people who are, just they're like full stack developers in general, or they have some more traditional niche focuses, because Web3 is not traditional and it is in very high demand right now. And whoever gets an expert in this field very quickly, they have the leverage and they can charge much more.
Great.
That
Awesome.
does make sense, Giovanni. Yeah. Okay, so I suggest, because your profile is just is created, I will have all the details in the session summary. You take all the recommendations, work on your profile, and then post it again in the community so I could have another look on it, okay?
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Sure. All right. Any other questions, guys, about
Just one
profile,
more.
about client satisfaction, anything?
Just one more. Ricardo Garcia wants to do a quick review. We do that, and then just for so this one is recorded. Maricel also requested, but she's not on call, so we'll have her
Yes.
do a school post, and we'll do it asynchronic. So let's do Richard, and that's it.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh,
I think it is the last one. If you refresh the page, I just did it like 2 minutes ago.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Do I have it? Can you please send in that Zoom chat, Ricardo?
Only 1 second.
Oh yes, I can hear. I can see it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's here in the Zoom chat.
No worries, no worries. Do you hear a lot of sound? Someone is cutting the grass right now.
It's okay. We can still understand
Okay.
what you're saying.
What? What did you say? There's a lot of noise in the back end. What?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No worries. All right.
So this is more something that happened to me, and I just want you to maybe give me an advice, and for the new guys, don't happen to you. I don't know why it's not showing up, but basically I was raising talent, but one, but then I just accept the contract of a scraper of Upwork, and I have like I just discovered like different ways to do a scraper on Upwork, but actually the project was not able to finish because he wants to feel that only if I log in with some credentials to Upwork, I will get that data. So I mean, we need to cancel the project, and I mean, he don't leave me any negative feedback or anything, but my job success just go down like 20%, right? And I mean, I don't know if that's something normal because well, Mel, I mean, he only canceled the project, right? But he don't leave any bad feedback or anything that I see, right? So I don't know I don't know if you know more about that or any expertise in that.
I think I'm gonna check this for you, Ricardo, because the last time I checked, the cancellations are not causing an impact on job success score as long as you don't have a feedback. So if they cancel, they can still leave a feedback. But if you are sure you don't have a feedback, I'm gonna check this for you with the support to make sure I'm giving a relevant answer, because they are changing these things like very frequently. So right now I don't have answer for this question. I'll get back to you with a post in the community, and I'll tag you to for you to see it.
Yeah. So this one is a special moment for everyone on call that's paying attention. This is why you guys, just as much as you want to keep good communication with your clients, you want to keep good communication with the program and the mentors. Yeah. So we wanna be ahead of the curve with this type of bullshit. We don't want this to happen. Okay. So keep showing up on the group calls. So we avoid these types of situations. Every time you land a new client, let us know, bro. We're gonna have your back always. Just let us know. If you see Jaime's been posting, landing a new contract, yada yada yada. So we're aware and we can help you, protect you from this type of stuff. So that's the first thing. Don't go disappear in the forest of freelance just because 3 months happen and you already know how to sell. We're here for you guys, okay? And the second thing is we are okay, bro, because it happened to me already in multiple profiles. Job success score dropped like to 64%, 79, 85, and we brought it back. We have ways, we've done it before. So just know that we are okay, and then Lucine will take the time to review in detail. But more coming soon, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And I also talked with the client, and he told me like he don't leave any negative feedback. So I know it's strange. Like he just canceled the project. So I mean that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check this. All right.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah. So the title looks great to me. Maybe I would put clean output in 72 hours in the first line, not using the title, this valuable space, and leaving it for important keywords. And I'm sure you have some important keywords in your service category. So you can leave it as a hook in the profile description, one starting sentence. The rest is kind of interesting and it is distinct. One thing I would tell is, again, having a clear call to action in the end. It's great that you're saying that together we'll create systems that work as hard as you do, but it's better to have the clear next step that the client needs to take to initiate the contact with you, okay? Even you can add this last sentence in the call to action. For example, send me a message and we'll discuss how to find a way to create systems that work as hard as you do. So if you want to like make it sound more beautiful, you can add this line in the call to action, but still have a clear action that the client need to take to start working with you. Okay. So you have in progress jobs. All right, if these jobs are completed, and I see you have payments here. If those jobs are completed and you're sure you can have some great feedback from these clients, initiate ending the contract so it starts recovering your job success score. Even if you have like some more work to do with the clients, you can also tell them that I'm like trying to recover my profile, so I would really appreciate you ending the contract and leaving me feedback for now, and we can also start another contract for the future work. So they're kind of really understanding, and many people are like trying to help you, knowing that you are building your profile on Upwork. So leverage these in progress jobs to quickly recover your job success score. Does this make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I did with a client. Like I just finished it, for example, for the first one, I just tell him like finish the contract and do that one again, another one, and he told me like yes, and he heard me. It was like 70%, but it also makes me to 79. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Amazing.
great. Yeah, continue doing that. Okay. So
Richard in the Zoom chat wrote the CTA for you.
All right. I don't see it. Oh yeah, I see it. Thank you.
Good stuff, Lucine. It's way over time. I think we can get this party. We did great. We did great.
Yeah. So I wanted to add about the portfolio, but obviously you know about the portfolio already. So as I advised to Carlos Bonilla, you can take the tips for the portfolio and create several pieces. You better have 3 to 5 pieces. So you could have like second page of portfolio, very important for building credibility on Upwork. And of course, you can like polish the profile, add your portfolio items, and let me know to have another look.
Let's go, team. Eduardo Sancho, I see you. I'm waiting for your profile. Daniel, everyone on call, thank you for joining. Lucina, as always, with the wisdom, the experience. We keep building these agencies, bros. Let's go make some money. See you next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Ciao.
See you guys.
Thank you.